What's up out there, everybody? I'm your host, Alan. Appreciate you tuning into the show as you get ready to head towards work this morning, wherever your workplace may be. Well, May's right around the corner in just a day or so. School's going to be out. What are the kids going to do? And will they start ramping up their training for football and the sport that starts before all of them, volleyball? Is your kid willing to compete? Or will you as a parent accept the fact that your kid wants something given to him or her, for free? Those and many more stories this morning on The Drive. Let's get right into this thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'd like to thank you for tuning into the show this morning. As you head to work, make sure you're careful out there. There's a lot of knuckleheads out on the street this morning, so make sure that you're safe. And you've only got one more day to go before you get your weekend in. Well, and another thing is I want to thank all of my subscribers out there for tuning in. Well, school's almost out. We know what's about to happen. It's time for training to ramp up for football and for volleyball. We definitely don't want to leave the other sports out. Football and volleyball training is definitely going to start to ramp up. Will your kid be willing to compete? And that's what the show's about today. Competing. Now, in this modern day sports era that we live in, we see that kids are no longer willing to compete. Coaches like the great Nick Saban have left college football, and so many more have left because the kids, you can't really say anything to the kids. You can't discipline the kids. And if you force the kids to compete, then the kids will turn their tail, tuck their tail, and run away. Now, moving forward, what will you do as a parent? As a parent, will you force your kid to compete, or will you allow your kid to want to move around from school to school, whether it's in high school, college, or whatever? Will you accept the fact that your kids needs to compete? I mean, that's a legitimate question in 2026, because in a lot of cases you see kids, let's start with college, you see kids and they don't want to stay and they don't stick around the school and they'll transfer out. Now, in high school, sports right now, the football and volleyball, all of the sports, football is definitely a business, man, and you've got to be on top of your game. You're not going to be great if you go to a workout in the morning time like most of the schools do, and then after that, you go home and you get on the couch for the rest of the day. You're not going to be a great player. Now, in most cases, you're not going to be a great player. You're going to be a good player. You're not going to be a great player. But the great ones will take the Mamba mentality. Oh, that's what Kobe calls it, the Mamba mentality. But I'm here to tell you, that mentality has been around for a long time. It's just that Kobe Bryant brought it to the forefront. There are a lot of athletes. You remember when you were growing up, if you're old enough, you had to go work out. It was called two-a-days for a reason. You had to go two-a-days. You had to work out in the summertime more than once. First off, because you had competition out there that was going to be vying for the position, and your parent, mother or father, was not going to save you. They were going to tell you, you sitting in the house on the couch, and when little Johnny or Susie out there gets the job, you're not going to be able to quit. So it forced you to be able to compete. But in this modern day time that we live in, the very first thing that if a kid's forced to compete, and no offense out there, but well, you know we keep it real on this show, he or her, they're gonna call their mother. And I don't call their father, they're gonna call their mother. And the mother 9 times out of 10 is gonna go and give it to the coaching staff, whether it's football, volleyball, they're gonna give it to the coaching staff. But yet they didn't give it to the kid, him or her, in the summertime when they were sitting in the house on the couch, running up the light bill, sucking up the AC. No, ladies and gentlemen. In modern day times, what most people do, they send their kid to 1 or 2 camps. And we all know that in camps, it's 500-600 people. You may get a few reps in, and then they come back and post that their baby went to some camp. And all of a sudden now, when the season starts, we're talking football and volleyball, they want to know why their kid isn't getting to perform. But the other kids out there performing continue to work the whole summer long, 2 upwards of 3 times a day. At least 4 or 5 times a week. Will you have your kid compete? Will you have your kid compete? Let's talk volleyball in the 409. Let's talk about volleyball for the Bulldogs. Now, I have a friend of mine that has a volleyball camp in Woodville, Texas. Her name is Luciana Babin. She has a volleyball camp in Woodville, Texas, and she usually has some players around. She has coaches from LSU, Stephen, all a plethora of coaches around, and she runs an incredible, and I do mean an incredible camp. Or you going to be beating the door down to try to find out about Miss Luciana and her group to see if you can get yourself into the camp. Or you going to be one of those people, kid and parent, to say, well, when volleyball season starts and your kid's not out there, then you're going to be pissed off at the coach. I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm keeping it real. Let's keep this thing moving. But before we do, I'm going to need you to hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate all my subscribers sticking with me. As I stated earlier in the show, these videos are brought to you by none other than me, Alan, here at D9J Sports, where we train some of the top quarterbacks, not only just in the state of Texas, but in all of America. Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's keep this thing rolling. Football players. Did you hear the great Tom Brady when he was asked about competing? If he was playing football now, would he still be able to stick with the school that he was in Michigan? And Tom said that, yeah, because being able to compete and having to work for everything taught him one of the most valuable lessons in the world, and that was never to give up and to compete and never be afraid to compete. And that's what we got right now. Are you, as a football player in this summertime, are you going to be willing to compete? And to compete to be great? Because there are a lot of people out there, a lot of kids who are going to be doing all of the work they can because they want to secure that bag. They want to get that bag. Now, when you put in the work, You're just making a deposit, young men, young women. You're just making a deposit during the summertime. And if you're in 11th grade, then you're making a deposit because that's when you really need to earn your scholarship. Can't wait till you're a senior. You in 11th grade, you need to make sure that the scouts know who you are. That's when you earn your scholarship. That's when you earn it. Not as a senior. As a senior, they already know who you are. You're just making sure that you continue to develop. But in the 11th grade, that's when you need to earn your scholarship. That's what I instill in all of the kids that I train. I've got a couple coming up that are going to be in 11th grade that are exceptional talent, exceptional size. But all I can do is train them. I can't play for them, but they've got to earn their scholarship right now. You've got to earn your scholarship, and to be able to compete is how you're going to do it. It's not going to be given to you. It isn't the coach. It isn't the coach. See, because let's talk about the 409 here in Jasper, Texas. We got a brand new head coach and an athletic director, but he can't tackle anybody. He can't shoot any jump shots. He can't swing the golf club. He can't swing the tennis racket. Okay? He can't jump and serve at the net. He can't do that. All he can do is put you in the best position. But you as a player and you as a parent, you're not going to be able to blame Coach Foreman or whoever your coach may be. The coach in Woodville, the coach in Newton, the coach down in Port Neches Groves, the coach in Lufkin, the coach in Memorial. You're not going to be able to blame the coach. You're not going to be able to blame the coach. You're going to have to look in the mirror and you're going to have to take some pride and you're going to have to take it for what it is and you got to put it on yourself because you've been told you've got to be willing to compete. Parents, they've got to be willing to compete. Got to be willing to compete. And when you compete, you will find out that not only in sports, but it gives you an upper hand because you will be ready. You'll be ready for the real world because sports isn't the real world, ladies and gentlemen. Sports isn't the real world, but you can use sports. You can use sports to make sure that when you do get into the real world, i.e. having to get into the job force, that you will be put in the best position. You'll be put in the best position. And if you're doing that work and the more you put in right now, the better chance of your scholarship being. the better chance of your scholarship being that's going to help you get your degree. And once you, because everybody's not going to the National Basketball Association, to the National Football League, you're going to have to be ready and you have to get that degree. So when you start putting in the work and you understand right now it's about competing. If you don't compete in sports, what makes us think that you're going to compete in the real world? You're not going to do it. So I want to stop by and let you know that. Be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. Got one more to go. One more to go. Will you compete? Will you have your kid compete? Will you do what it takes? This is Alan, D9J Sports in the Drive, where you know we venture off to other things. Be careful out there, and ladies, when you get to the office, remember, once again, it's not about her. It's about you. Your husband just got a new job, taking some of the pressure off of you. This is Alan. See you tomorrow morning. I'm definitely O-U-T.